Good morning, everyone. I'm just that dude over there, and we're gonna see if I was able to clear my Johto journeys and my quest to beat every Pokemon game in order as Nuzlocke. Last time we left off, I successfully cleared the Kanto region with my team of Misfit Rogues, but it was a shame when my dog died. But thankfully, that was the only death from the run. Now that I have officially beaten the Kanto region, it's time for me to move on to Johto, where we meet 100 new Pokemon and see if I have the skills to complete 2 whole regions worth of badges and 2 tough champion battles. If you like what you see, leave a like and a comment, as it helps people like me who are absolute idiots at promoting videos. With that all out of the way, let's begin where all things do in Pokemon. Where am I? New Barktown? That's a funny name for Pallet Town. We speedrun grabbing the Pokegear from Mom, and speed out to meet with Professor Elm to get our starter. Now everyone, I'm afraid I made a grievous sin when selecting who would accompany me for the run. My thought process as I was selecting my starter was around what Pokemon I would be able to catch for the late game. And because of that, I selected Totodile as my starter. I remembered that Johto Pokemon weren't particularly strong, and couldn't think of any water-type Pokemon at the time that Johto was known for. But it was only after I selected Totodile that I remembered that Wooper was introduced in this generation. Oh, the agony! How could I pick Totodile when God was just a few routes away? What kind of sacrilegious man am I to throw away a water-type spot when this region has a God and a free shiny that swims? Oh, the misery! Well, if I made my bed, might as well lie in it. Besides, I like Chikorita, and watching my rival use a Pokemon that I like brings a warm smile to my face. So after retrieving a weird rock from Mr. Pokemon, we get a call that a mean dude with attitude robbed Professor Elm. We race over to find our guy, but we only find a homeless guy that sleeps next to the lab. Strange that he has a starter too. Wonder if this guy's gonna be important later. I beat up his weird plant and return to Professor Elm, who's working with the police to find this guy. Listen, Elm's real mistake was trusting that the police would do anything with this man, when 3 gyms later, I'll be walking away with their bank accounts safely secured in my pocket. Now, it was important that we gave our rival an intimidating or professional name. YouTube's being a real YouTube, and striking down content that remotely curses in the video, so I can't name our rival, or any Pokemon from here on out, something mildly offensive, like or cheese. So we have to give our rival a real name, not like Quentin Tarantino, a real name, original name. So I stared into the officer's eyes and gave him a straight answer. His name was Anus. Now, my adventure really begins. With Vapor Gator by my side, nothing was impossible. So I went out and caught me a Stratos, a Wiggums, a Richard, a Mole, and a Goobles before challenging Falconer. With this team, nothing was impossible. And when we went to approach Falconer, we challenged him in the only way we knew how. With a lawsuit. Because remember kids, any battle can be won with a lawsuit. We get a call from Elm afterward to take care of the rock that Mr. Pokemon gave us. Because, in actuality, it was no rock. It was an egg! That's right, this is a generation where Pokemon notice their birds and bees, and Vaporeon suddenly went from someone's favorite to someone's favorite. But since this egg hatches into a Togepi, we box it for an encounter later. After we catch Cheese the Wooper, we get a legendary encounter in the form of Linda the Onyx in Union Cave. This guy will help us with the next gym as a hard counter to Bugsy and aids us against... I mean, don't get me wrong, this gal's no Gargarnacle with her less than Caterpie attack power as uselessness. But it's not like we'll get any better option before... God damn! Now who is this lady over here? Listen, Geodude's not a bad Pokemon at all. especially with a high attack and defense stat like that. Hold on, what about Linda? What are you talking about? There's no Linda girl here. Just Donut. Only Donut. Did you know that Geodude gets Rock Throw at level 11? 5 levels before the level cap in the next gym. Apparently Bugsy didn't know, as her team got stomped by my favorite stale chocolate donut. After leaving one of the most basic forests in Pokemon, we hatch an egg that the daycare man gives us. This egg is one of the few differences between Gold and Silver and Crystal that I don't remember reappearing in Heart Gold Soul Silver. The egg hatches into one of the new baby mons that were created in Johto, but no matter what it hatches into, it will come with the move Dizzy Punch, which leaves a chance to confuse the target. And, lucky me, I was able to hatch myself Grillby the Magby, a Kanto Pokemon that is a decent fire type for early Pokemon games. After we grab the radio card and bike, we prepare for... I mean, we should be fine. We have our tasty donut, Gooble the Ghastly, and little to no deaths that I can control. So, it should be fine, right? Well, my donut got ate out by a salary woman's meow, dies during training, and Ghastly's too frail to face off against. So we raise up Grillby and Linda to prepare for our biggest challenge for the early game. Our fight is against a level 18 Clefairy at first. We have Google put to sleep and then use Curse to make sure she takes continual damage. From here, we take our evolved Richard and reduce the Clefairy's HP enough to die to Curse. Then, the monster takes stage. Linda is sent out, and our first step is to destroy the monster's defense stat by using Screech. The monster begins to set up its rollout against our Snake Woman, but we hold firm and drop her defense by 4. But even with its -4 defense, Onyx's disastrous attack stat prevents her from actively generating enough damage to be considered more than Chip. But despite this, Linda proves her worth by landing a critical roll against the monster, forcing
"Can no one hear my cry?"
to give us the plain badge. We then fail to catch Sudowoodo, but then get Carl the Eevee to join our team. Carl is such a versatile Pokemon, and can fill any slot that our party needs. My plan was to turn Carl into an Espeon, because we're still in the era of broken Psychic types, and the only real pushback we would get is from our local Karen, and her shifty ways of getting us banned from the local target. So, while we level up for Morty, we spend a couple days riding our bike and getting Carl groomed in preparation for his ascension into manhood. We find Anus hanging out by our local ruined tower, acting like a thug, but this boy ain't ready for the overwhelmingly strong team he's about to face. We explore Mount Mortar for an encounter, and we find Des the Machop hanging around. God, where were you when I was planning for...
How could this happen to me?
Now with our newly prepared team, we walk into Ecruteak Gym for our battle against Justin Roiland. His team isn't that much cause for concern compared to the Goldenrod Gym, but similar to
Cause you had a bad day.
And her monster, Rick's grandson also has a scary ace in the form of Gengar. The Gengar could finally make use of its stab ghost typing with Shadow Ball, and when its HP gets low, it uses Hypnosis Dream Eater to regenerate its HP. My plan to defeat Gengar was simple: PP stall. Carl doesn't get affected by Gengar's Shadow Ball, so all it has to do is cast some sand attacks before draining its PP by holding out. But there was a flaw with the plan. Gengar's final move was Mean Look. I didn't think too much about it when it was used since there wasn't anything Gengar could do to kill Carl. But then I realized, struggle was the only way Carl was going to hit Gengar. I forgot to teach him Mud Slap, and because of this miscalculation, they were both struggling, with Gengar taking less damage because of his lower accuracy. And soon, Carl returned to Jimmy's mom after suffering too many injuries after draining my stock of super potions. With that, we enter Johto's Great Divide after obtaining the Survey Gem. We can challenge any of the next 3 gyms in any order, so long as we have a Pokemon to surf us there. But for my run, I had a more linear order since I was playing with level caps. We had to go to Cianwood to help Chuck lose weight, pick up the medicine for Amphi, then battle an underwhelming Usain who's hunting for Suicune, and pick up a PTSD suffering Shuckle named Shucky, who survived listening to Anus's backstory. From there, we ignore delivering Jasmine's CVS order to help Lanson cover the local terrorists from Kanto without gaining any more than a single level up along the way. We also pick up Zim the Gyarados, who's been bathing in cranberry juice since he was a tiny Magikarp to hide his gold exterior. It's only after we've beaten Price that we're allowed to give Amphi his medication, and Jasmine a reason to stop sending us out to do her job as a gym leader. And how does this go? Well, we complete the Zim and Kanto Mafia stuff before we go on to Chuck. Chuck suffers a defeat by Richard and his mole, but I have to fly back to Cianwood anyway because I forgot to get Amphi's medication. Then we fly over to complete a dumb ice puzzle to face off against Price. And once all of that is said and done, Grelby and Vapor Gator terrorize Jasmine for being the first gym leader to be different and use a new type. Then, once we complete the plot, we move on to Claire and punish her for being a Walmart discount price Lance. Seriously, how lame! At least you have a Kingdra, unlike me with Dez. Anyway, at least we can move on to the Elite Four. No. Excuse me? No! You're a bad trainer. I will not accept you moving on to the Elite Four. But I beat you. You lost to me. Give me the badge and let me move on. No. You don't care about your Pokemon. You have tons of Pokemon sitting in the PC that you haven't touched in favor for your favorites. Being a trainer is about all Pokemon. It's about befriending them, trusting them to carry you to victory. You only use the ones that will gain you victory. That's not true. Vapor Gator sucks. Wooper would have been a lot more help because it has Earthquake. Fine, you know what? If you can earn the trust of the gurus behind the Dragon Challenge, then I'll let you have the badge and the TM for Dragon Breath. Deal! So I go out and smoke some crack with the Dragon Gurus, who preach about Pokemon, and they pass me because Claire is an unlikable hag. In fact, I passed so hard that they gave me a free Dratini that I call Vindication. Now with all the necessary tools, and blind ignorance to Suicune, who waits to be caught by the Chosen One, we depart for the League. Now the League is tough because— Welcome! I bet you didn't know you just traveled from Johto to Kanto. Neat, right? Fuck off. Anyway, the tough part about the League is that we can't rely on past experience to clear the way. We're going to have to— That dude! You have sullied my name and barely recognized me in this video. For that, I will piss off. We're going to have to use strategy, luck, and a ton of rare candies I find in my bag to pull off a win against the new and improved Elite Four. Our party consists of Grelby the Magmar, Mole the Victory Bell, Vapor Gator the Feraligatr, Dez the Machoke, Richard the Fearow, and Shucky the Shuckle. Now, some of you may ask why I brought Shucky into the Elite Four, and well, to be honest, something about Claire's words really stuck with me. And if we're about to be considered champions of the new league, I wanted Shucky to be there at my side to aid us with his high defense. Our first challenge was Will, the Psychic Elite who looks like he came from a masquerade party. Will leads with Xatu, so I send Vapor Gator to defeat him with his icy winds. Once Will sends an Executor, I switch out Vapor Gator for Grelby. Grelby gives Executor a serving of flamed hands and tags Vapor Gator back in when Slowbro comes out. Now, I didn't mention this when I was fighting Price, but my team doesn't have an easy counter to water types. It wasn't too important when fighting Price, his team was kind of a joke. But with Slowbro, I didn't have a counter to psychic types either, so trying to take this behemoth down was going to be annoying. My only choice was to go on the defensive and hope that Vapor Gator could kill Slowbro before he can set up too many amnesias. See, Pokemon's first 3 generations didn't have the physical special split. Instead, types determined what was physical or not, and the only good move I had on Vapor Gator was Bite, which was special because it was dark. Luckily, we got the kill and the rest of his team fell to our Water-Fire dynamic duo. Next is Koga, the elite of toxicity. If you recall, Koga was the gym leader of toxic behavior last video, and continues to spread his toxic views with his promotion. His main gimmick is setting up toxic and following it up with double team or sand attacks. Oh god, it's Generation 1 all over again! Thankfully, the only Pokemon that gives us trouble is his Crobat, who manages to avoid most of my Icy Winds until I give up and use her. Then, Bruno makes a return to redeem himself for last time. God damn, man! You upgraded your room from mountains to a volcano. Good on you. Surely this means you've upgraded your team this time, right? Well, kinda. His Hitmonchan would be better if it weren't in Generation 2. But this team gets absolutely blown back by our party, who does not care that Bruno went through her 3-year character arc. Our final threat before the champion arrives is Karen, the elite of malpractice. All joking aside, this is one of the few Karens I can respect and appreciate. Her team is well made and her Ace Houndoom is one of the most sick designs of early Pokemon. I'd talk about it more if her team wasn't completely one-shot with all of our guys. Thank you, Karen, for your contributions to the Dark-type love. With Karen gone, it was time to become champion by defeating Lance, the Dragon Rider. And 3 years of development was still not enough time to fix this man's awful team. Hey, at least he upgraded his Dragonairs to... Wait a minute. You filthy son of a witch! You're a dirty cheater! You can't get a Dragonite at level 47. Dragonair doesn't even evolve till level 55. Sure, I may have a hole in my bag that gives me candies whenever I need, but at least I don't defy the laws of reality to get Pokemon to behave out of character. You suck, and to think I was going to compliment you for putting up a fair fight. Get the frick out of here, man. With that, Johto has been beaten. I can now move on to Hoenn. Wait. No, I can't. I have to complete the Kanto League. I can't just leave this alone. Ah, but you know, I already covered the league before. How do I do it again without coming off as repetitive? Oh, I know. Brock, Misty, Lieutenant Surge, Erica, Jasmine, Sabrina, Blaine. Hopefully I get the memo in post-editing. Now we can cover the new stuff. So Quentin Tarantino decided that the shame of failing the Pokemon League was so bad that he changed his name in order to become an official gym leader for Viridian. I didn't even need to switch out my team with the Pokemon I was using for Kanto. Oh, yeah. The Pokemon League in Kanto was so bad that I needed to change my team to get a challenge. But to make sure I didn't just die out the gate, I sold my bike to get some medication for the new guys. However, we do have to pay a price. Not in this gym, but when I was trying to catch a Snorlax. Richard and Chucky met their unfortunate end, and I was unable to get anything out of their loss outside of not dying. Blue, loses, but you know, it was a great fight, and I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. We talked to Oak after completing our Kanto arc, and we get access to Mount Silver for our final challenge in our playthrough. I hear the person hiding here is also a champion. I hope they're not some unbearable asshole, otherwise I went here to get a Pokemon someone left behind and... Wait a minute. This is a single player game! When did they make a Game Boy game online multiplayer? No, dumbass, I came from Johto. Who the hell are you? I go by many names. That dude, that dude over there. But recently, I got a name change. Now I'm Red. Red? That's a stupid name. And he can't be that dude over there. 'Cause I'm that dude over there. Oh, really? So anyway, guys, apparently the shit poster wants to fight. And since I've never heard of Johto before, this should be a win with my Don't steal my viewers' ears. When I came to see me take you out in battle, you fell into a depression. So for starters, unable to keep my I've heard that this guy has a pretty damn good team. It was so bad with a shit that Dawn Monster. I mean, who keeps their Pikachu unevolved? Gabi buy a Thunderstone and Goldenrod or Celadon for a couple thousand Poké. Or I eventually went back to where my dog died last. In any case, trying we lead with right on to Oko, the stupid rabbit with a stab super effective. Who wanted to join our cause. Hopefully now he understands the importance of evolution in a Pokemon game. Did you just kill my dog? Yes, you freak! I did kill your dog. What are you gonna do about it? Cry? You're gonna cry about an unevolved Raichu? Dude, I hit this freaking kid's game. Don't be such But now I need to reveal a new Pokemon I evolved back in Kanto. He's about to send in an Espeon, so I decided to switch into Vindication. There was a free Pokemon I could like I said before, our team taught me about very as well basic type shit, but especially when it's paired with water type. I was planning on evolving it into a big Espeon doesn't know any move the moment I left with Vindication, so we just need to hit it as hard as we can. So for Vindication, I've been calling the only way to do that is by what? Espeon? I was gonna say that's such a better name. You hear that? Doesn't end like that. But then I remembered physical special split, so I guess extreme speed would have been better. I am not letting you get away with killing my friends he tries sending in a Blastoise. You defeated Desmond with your Dragon Moles. I'm gonna send out my old pal Leonard to straight up freeze your rotten dragon ass boosted Giga Drain should take the Blastoise out. You're switching? Bullshit! This is bullshit! However, rather than trying to get over here, guys, like I thought he cares about his killing rain dance. What a freaking idiot! Now his Charizard suffers you might have actually become a good artist. And he doesn't get a chance to take advantage of and Leonard goes down with after 2 Giga Drains. Oh god, now he's trying to insult me over a Pokemon battle. Fine. This you want to cheat? Embarrassing. I'm not sure whether I should feel bad for him or thankfully I have Juju, who never let me down. Ooh, listen, bud, if you're not gonna take this seriously, I can find someone else and get absolutely crucial in our survival. So out of everything overall, this guy sees that with his high compared to everything else grants us an opportunity to endure a hit and slam it right back at you. Put effort into trying to figure out how to take him out with a Machoke. See, dude, if you're gonna strong, but not being a Machamp, fully evolve that thing like everyone else, or get a better fighting type. Thanks to Snorlax's great HP stat, a single body slam and your Machoke calculations and figure out that cross chop should be my best bet when taking this monster on. The worst thing that can come through this though is if I get body slam paralyzed by this. It would throw me in a bad loop that would rely on me spamming full restores I bought before coming here. Is come up. Funnily enough, this Shoker goes for amnesia against the fighting type. I send out amnesia only heighten the user's special defense. Problem that I'm having. Bro, you're such a failure. Now, I can't even imagine you got a badge, let alone a Machoke, a Dragonite, a Victory Bell, a Rhydon. After that, what the heck is that? Straight win. That's the only Pokemon he has left is Johto. I mean Venusaur. And Vapor Gator and Grillby can easily one-shot both of those idiots. Damn, do you guys First of all, Vapor Gator is powered up by the Mystic Water. He's been holding all this time. Alright, so if he uses Surf in the rain, pray, no miracle under the sun will keep that small guy alive and out of trouble. You are my baby. Bro, have you really find a way out of this. Been to Johto? I don't think his Dragonite has any good flying type This is a mountain. So maybe we can use this Johto. This is the only place where you can get Larvitar, Pupitar, and Crystal. Oh, but of course you have a Magmar. With that, my guy sends out his final what the heck happens to me? A Venusaur. I've been nuzlocking this game from the beginning and now all my pets have died. What am I gonna do? Please, if you care at all, please stop! I'm not meaning that the only way we could have won this is not with one, but with 2 stab fire punches. I did it! I won, and I beat you, mother... Did you hear what I said? I beat you. I'm the master of all and you. A 13-year-old lost to a 10-year-old. Okay, you are taking all the fun out of gloating. Are you okay? That dude is out of usable Pokemon. That dude blacked out. Holy shit, did I just kill a man? Oh well, all this isn't foreshadowing. And that was Shoto. And Kanto, I guess. I had a lot of fun making this video, scripting it all out and working hard to get things to appear how I want. It's all fun that comes with making this dumpster fire of a project. Next time, we'll head on over to Hoenn and see if we can beat it, Nuzlocke style, with all the additions to that they added to the game. Hopefully, by then, my editing and scripting quality will get better. So, you know, about 2 months of progression between this and next time. I hope it does, to say the least. But I've rambled enough for today. Have a good night, and until next time, stay safe out there.